Joseph Webster is a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council's Global Energy Center, where he covers hydrogen and offshore wind. Before that, he worked as an energy consultant, where his project work included hydrogen, ammonia, electricity markets, as well as oil and gas. And Joe joins us now. Welcome, Joe. We are halfway through this Atlantic Council Global Energy Forum now. What are your key takeaways so far?
Yeah, so I'd say the first key takeaway is, I think across Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, with the Global Energy Forum, is that there's a real need to balance climate goals with economic realities. So we need to have this energy transition, but we need to do this in a very thoughtful manner, such that we don't actually, have too much volatility in energy markets, have too much volatility with, with economics. So we just need to ensure that people continue to support the energy transition. So we need to balance both, climate goals, but also maintain healthy economic growth rates. So I think that's a key transition for me, a key takeaway for me. Additional one with respect to hydrogen is, there's a lot of excitement around hydrogen. I think it's a wonderful technology. There's a lot of potential for it, but we also need to be deploying it in a thoughtful manner. So there's, it's going to have a limited impact. It's going to be very important, but also it's going to have a limited impact. So I think we need to look at hydrogen as a hopeful vector, but also, be realistic about its applications as well.
Okay, you're obviously somebody who understands the whole range of new energy technologies that we'll need for decarbonization. We'll probably need a lot of them. Which ones would you say, or which one are you most excited about?
So hydrogen, I think 2022 is the year that hydrogen really had a coming out party through the Inflation Reduction Act, through all these cost improvements in solar with wind. There's a lot of moving towards electrolyzers. So I think hydrogen's a very exciting technology, but there's also, I think offshore wind is going to be increasingly important in the years to come. Whether that's the United States, whether that's in Asia, the Indo-Pacific. So I think there's a lot to be excited about in energy. There's a lot of challenges moving forward, but at the same time, we do have a lot of opportunities as well with these new technologies, and so I'm hopeful about that.
And when you say hydrogen, are you talking specifically about green hydrogen?
So for both, yes. So I think, green hydrogen, absolutely very excited about. If you look at Texas, which has the best green hydrogen potential across the entire United States, there's a lot of deployment of solar, of wind, of batteries. So I think that's very exciting. But there's also, I think, a more realistic appraisal of blue hydrogen's potential. I think there's a lot of pushback against natural gas in any respect. But I think there's a recognition among a lot of folks increasingly that there actually is a role for natural gas to play and for blue hydrogen to play. So for instance, in Europe, they recently just announced this new blue hydrogen project between Norway and Germany. So I think there's more policymaker acceptance of realities, and I think we will increasingly see that in the mainstream as well over the next year. So that's.
And if you could just finally, you touched on it already in one of your previous answers, but the challenge for states in managing their energy security priorities and their decarbonization efforts in tandem, is that really where the pinch point is going to be?
Yes, I think so. I think it's going to be very difficult to manage. I mean, I think it's going to be more of an art than a science. I think, we need to look at the lowest hanging fruit. So this can be a collaborative effort as well. So I think the UAE is doing a wonderful job deploying renewables. The UAE is gifted with both excellent solar potential, excellent wind potential, but also some of the world's least carbon intensive oil as well. So there's a lot of opportunity to go develop both, our oil resources, our natural gas resources, while also deploying renewables at the same time. So these objectives are not in tension necessarily. So I do think that there's a way to both decarbonize and improve energy security. So I think that's going to be one of the challenges for the year ahead is how we manage these two goals, which are not necessarily competing, but could be in tandem with each other as well.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, terrific.